Hi guys, I wanted to do a quick follow-up to the EasyBib tutorial to talk to you about what are called in-text citations. This is going to correspond with the citation that you create in EasyBib, and this is a rule that you really need to get into your brain to remember. Understanding, though, that MLA citations can be a bit tricky, and there's a lot of weird nuances with periods and exclamation point, all that fun stuff. So we'll work through that process. But using EasyBib should help you really sort out all of this formatting stuff, and instead, your job is to determine that the sources you use are credible. So the rule that we use for MLA citations in social studies and English comes from an accredited organization called OWL Purdue. And the rule that they state for in-text citations says the following: include in the text the first item that appears in the works cited entry that corresponds to the citation. So what's really important to understand is how do we break that apart? So what I've done, and I purposely have it in blue for a reason, I do not want you to copy and paste your stuff from your EasyBib bibliography and put it into your notes. The only reason that I have this here is to show you for the example. So what is highlighted in blue does not go into your notes. So this is the citation that I have from EasyBib. And what you're going to notice is that there's an author's name, there's an article title, there is a website title, a publisher, the date that it was written, and it says web because it's a website. It has the date that I accessed it, and make sure in EasyBib you click yes for selecting that it should show the URL because I have to be able to get to it. Okay. So I have this citation. Now what do I do? Well, this is the example that I'm giving. For your notes, remember you're going to have a category and then you're going to put a fact. Your fact should be in one of the ideas of a factor that was important to the development of civilization. It should be a detailed, unbiased fact. So I put an example about the Romans because I did not want to take away from any other culture's research. So my fact is the Romans built a large network of roads to connect their empire. These roads were used for trade, to get to parts of the empire quickly to keep order, and for military travel. Now you're going to notice I don't have quotation marks around my fact because I paraphrased. I actually shortened the original quote and I didn't change the meaning. I just took out some words that I didn't think were necessary. If you take a direct quote, which means word for word, you don't change anything, you need to put in quotation marks because that lets me know as the teacher that you have directly quoted a source. I will tell you this for note taking purposes, as a department, we are going to push you to start paraphrasing notes to get to the point faster. But sometimes a direct quote is needed because it's written very well. If you omit any words in the center of your quote, make sure to put an ellipses, which is 3 dots. And what that shows me is that you omitted words that didn't take away from the meaning that you didn't need. Okay. But in this case, mine is paraphrased. So I am going to get rid of the quotes because I paraphrased and I'm going to leave it as such. So I have this fact. What I want to talk to you about next is what are my in-text citations when I do a website? So I have this information. Now let's go back to our rule. It says include in the text the first item that appears. So you're not going to put all 3 of these. You're only going to put one. My example, I have an author's last name, which is Smith. It's the first item. So that is my in-text citation. I would put Smith in parentheses, and that's all I need. Now, why do you do that? When I go to look at your facts, I need to be able to correspond what facts came from what source. So think of it this way. Your in-text citation builds a bridge to your citation in EasyBib. Without it, I have no idea what facts come from what source. So it's so integral to making sure we give credit. If you put a source in your EasyBib and you have no facts from it, it shouldn't be in your EasyBib. Now, if there was no author, what do you do then? So say, for instance, Robert Smith wasn't there. That's what the next citation is. If there's no author for a website, you would put the article title. Be careful, not the web page title, the article title. So in this case, my article title was Civilization. That would be my citation. Notice, though, that I've put it in quotation marks. The reason that I do that is it's letting me know, the grader, that this is the article title, which means that you didn't find an author. Okay. Now, last step. What if there's not an article title and it's just a website? It would look like this. And you'll notice that it's changing. Once again, the first item is the website name, excuse me. So in this case, it's National Geographic Society would become your citation. Italicized or not, I don't really care. But that will be what it tells me. So when I go to look at your Easy Bib, I would say, okay, National Geographic Society, National Geographic Society, and then check the fact. Okay. We're going to work through class tomorrow to determine if websites are credible or not. This is really just to help you with in-text citations. So tomorrow, remember, it's the first item that appears. So if we look back and before we delete it, if it's Robert Smith, it's Smith. That's it. If it doesn't have an author, you put the website title in quotation marks. If it doesn't have an article title, you put the website name, which is the name of the entire website. Okay? So that's just a quick fact to remind you how to do MLA citations for websites. As we move forward, you'll start using books and others, and I'll have more tutorials to help you out. Good luck with your project.